was, it started off with the boy that I fancied, yeah? So I thought that he was like, I thought that he took an interest in me, yeah? And then he come out of the room and then like his mate came in straight after and stood on the door, if you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, yeah, great. And then it just happened like that, about 12 of them, like just kept coming in, standing on the door. And I was like, and I just thought, okay, if I get them all over and done with, yeah, then I can get out of here. But it just didn't work like that. Come around again and again, if you know what I mean. Yeah, well, I'm 28 now, but like I moved down to Croydon when I was 16. I come from Lowestoft, which is by Great Yarmouth. I went to school up there, I was doing all right, like come down here, but during my GCSEs, so I had to go into college instead. Like got with a few friends, if you know what I mean, got in the bad situations, got into drugs, been involved with prostitution. I know that we'll go into that a bit more in a minute. I've had a baby, I've got a 3-year-old. He's with my sister at the minute. I'm currently out of drugs, I'm like on this injection thing now, working with CGL. But like, that's it in a summary. I had a wicked childhood, like really, really good. Went on holidays, like did everything. But then like my mum and dad split up and then we moved to London and that's sort of what like rocked the boat. Not much memories when I'm younger, it's more from like when I was 13 in school, like going out drinking in the park with my mates, like acting up like, because I was a virgin at the time but I lied, yeah, and said I wasn't a virgin. So it got me into the wrong crowd in 13-year-olds, if you know what I mean. Then when I come down here, I sort of had to keep up that sort of facade even though I was a virgin. So like got straight into the wrong crowds with like all the black boys and all that. I'm like, it's so stereotypical, but I'm a white girl straight from countryside, so I've just gone straight bam and fell in love with the black boys. Just ridiculous. My 16th birthday party, I thought it was a party and it turned out it wasn't. It turned out my friend had set it up to organise literally a gangbang, which I didn't process at the time. I've processed it now and I thought I was doing the right thing by doing what I did. Do you know what I mean? Because I just thought it was the right thing. I just thought, okay, this is what happens, yeah? But obviously now I know it's not. And that led to another one of them situations happening with me and my friend in college. But then out of that, I got into the wrong crowd, which was sniffing coke. I was sniffing coke. I was going out clubbing. I was only 17. And then I got introduced to the crack and then it was game over from then. I'm 28 now and I've been on it since I was 17. Do you know what it was? It started off with the boy that I fancied, yeah? So I thought that he was like, I thought that he took an interest in me, yeah? And then he come out of the room and then like his mate came in straight after and stood on the door, if you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, yeah, great. And then it just happened like that, about 12 of them, like just kept coming in, standing on the door. And I was like, and I just thought, okay, if I get them all over and done with, yeah, then I can get out of here. But it just didn't work like that. Come around again and again, if you know what I mean. I didn't talk to my parents about it because I was too ashamed, if you know what I mean. Like they didn't even know I was on drugs at the time or anything. I didn't want to talk to my friend about it. And then when it happened the second time, it got videoed and it went around the whole college and then everybody found out. It was just terrible. But they videoed it in a way where it looked like I was up for it, even though it wasn't. I was crying on the video going, please, please, but yeah. Like mad. I was quite fat. I was bullied a lot. I'm 6'1", yeah. So I reached 6'1" at quite a young age, and yeah, I was fat, so I was bullied a lot. Yeah, like tree trunk Godzilla, like just all stupidness. So I was really insecure anyway. So when I got the interest from the boys, I don't know, it just made me like, you know what I mean. It was 1 week before my 18th birthday. I was at a house and I was trying to get hold of some, oh, this is hard drugs. Okay, cocaine I used to just sniff at the club with my mates, but actual crack cocaine, I was in a house, I couldn't get hold of no coke, and someone said, here, try this. And I tried it, and it was crack pipe at the time. And then like a few weeks after that, I was sniffing something that I thought was MDMA, and it turned out it was heroin at the time. And that's how I got onto heroin. I couldn't get off. Well, because like, I wasn't used to like making money or anything, never had a job. I've only just come out of college. So like I got into prostitution, which was actually first clipping at first it's called. So you go and you pretend you're going to do something with a man and you just take their money. And I had that with like another partner that I got with, and then got into a bit of domestic violence. And then when I broke up with him, I started doing it for real. Because like, yeah. And then it just all spiraled from there. Afterwards, I learned how to shoplift though, and I started shoplifting to get like money. Because it's dangerous, like on the streets or whatever. You just learn how to survive. I don't really... See, my teenage years, it's a bit of a blur, you know, from like, because it went so quick, it's a bit like a mashed together. Like I went through the West End stage of prostitution, I went through the Croydon stage, and then I learned how to shoplift, if you know what I mean. Then I started selling drugs, you start doing this, like you do all sorts of things. At first, I went onto this website thing, right? But it just, I don't know, it weren't really like, it's just easier to get them off the street, like, yeah, because like there's just so many people looking in Croydon. I like had my regulars in the end, so you do develop like a little like, do you know what I mean? Like, so you have like 5 or something people who are just like, you know, are okay. Because when you're doing it on the street, it's really dangerous. You get robbed a lot. Yeah. Like, but yeah, no, you build up a clientele sort of thing, and you stay with them after you've done it. The street things are really dangerous. I've done it in Brixton Hill and everything. Like, yeah, it's not great. That's why when I learned how to shoplift, that was it. I just shoplifted from then. I've been robbed a few times, yeah, when like you've done, like usually you're meant to get them, I know this is terrible, but the money up front, sometimes you don't. And then the times that you don't, the guy will literally either run away or whatever, and then you're left like, what can you do? No, luckily not. Not with that. Only domestic violence. Not to the point where it's been a client that's had violence. No, it's just been the word you call pimp. That sort of violence. Like, there's some things I refuse to do, right? And then when I refused to do it, it used to get a bit handsy. And then that's one of the main reasons why I stopped doing it. He used to beat me up in the middle of Faulkney Pond and everything. Like, it was crazy times. Like, all for. I can't even, because he was crack psychosis, yeah, so when everything runs out, he turns into a monster, like real monster. Like, I was pregnant one time, I jumped out the window and ran down the road. Yeah, like proper. It's not a good life. I'm happy that I'm away from it now. When I was pregnant, I was running around the house, I was running away from him, yeah, it was so scary. That's the last time I left his house. His window is like on the first floor, and I jumped out of the window to run down the hill on Normanton Road. That was the worst one. I was so scared because he chub-locked the door. I can't get out the front door. Like, he chub-locks all the doors, so like, and he's got the key, so you can't get out. So I had to lock myself in the bathroom while he's trying to kick the door down in the bathroom and climb out the window. I got introduced to him in that house where I first took drugs. They introduced me to him, but he wasn't like that at first, obviously. Like, we'd have a laugh and and then when I started living at his house is when he started changing a little bit. But then because he would cry in the morning and say he didn't remember nothing, I just used to forgive it. I used to be like, oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah. So after hitting me and all that, he used to force me to give him like a blowjob or whatever. He'd talk about my sister or talk about my best friend, just to be grimy. But yeah, that's it. But I'd have to do that. That was the only way he'd go to sleep, do you know what I mean? I knew that I had to, otherwise it just wouldn't stop till the morning anyway. So you just learn to like cope with it, I suppose. You learn to like, you know it's coming. It was hard to get away from him, Matt. It was really hard. Like, my dad come to the door to get me out, and like he chub locked the door, and he said, if you open that door to your dad, I'm gonna stab your dad in the neck. Yeah, so like he had me under this like scare thing, which I shouldn't have been, but was. I've always had like I don't know, people can always get like a mental hold over me when it comes to like threatening my family, do you know what I mean? Because I would almost do anything to keep my family safe, just because they're not from this life, you know? That wasn't my only domestic violence relationship. I got out of that one and I went into another one which was half / my pimp as well. His name was Patrick. Now at the time he was 52 and I was 18, 19. So that was like manipulation already, if you know what I mean. But what it was is he was my security, but I didn't need him as my security, but I thought that did. So I would give him half the money what I would earn. So, and just for nothing. So he just used to get half my money on every job. And that's the one where I refused to have something done to me one time. He slapped me around the face and dragged me around by my hair, like, yeah, that was another. Then when I left him, that's when I got with the father of my child, who, like, is much better. He took me away from, like, instead of making me shoplift as such, he would do it and I wouldn't have to do anything. Do you know what I mean? That was the first relationship I'd been in where he took sort of care of me. Do you know what I mean? I didn't have to do anything. That was the first, that's when my life started to sort of turn. But up until that point, it was a mess. Like on the street, like I'd never been on the street before, and like I was following people, so you get in that car, it's not, you get really depressed, like, because you sleep and you're sleeping in the snow sometimes and you're alone. Like if you're a woman, like I know what it's like to be a woman alone on the street, and you always think you need a man with you, yeah, but yeah, it's not the way. Like people just use and abuse you when you're a woman on the street. Yeah, like I don't really know how to tell people to get out of it. It's so bad. You need to go and get like literal professional help. That's the only way to get out of this circle. I thought I could do it and I couldn't without help. You think you can, you think, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going down that CGL, it's full of drunkies. But you need to make that step. Because I was staying in mostly like crack houses and things like that, and like doing the pimping and that. And then when I left him, that one that was going to hit me for not doing something, I was with the other boyfriend who was nice, and then as I said to you, I went to Cambridge. Now, I robbed the guy in Cambridge that I was working for, so I had to come back to Croydon. So when I come back to Croydon, I had nowhere to stay. I could have gone to my mum's, but she don't, like, it's just not practical because I'm on drugs and rah. She don't want it under her roof. So I just started staying with people out on the street. Like, I don't know, you start chilling out on the street for a bit, then before you actually bed down, you start just sitting up all night with them, if you know what I mean, just smoking or whatever. And then you start bedding down on the street and laying on the street and that, and it's, yeah. That's the bit that's not nice, because you get people walking past you from when you're normal, do you know what I mean? It got in through summer, if you know what I mean. You know where it's warm at the night time, you don't think about it, yeah? So you just start staying out, and then you get used to staying out, but then it becomes to the winter months, and then you're in a real muck, you're like, oh, because you wake up shivering every single morning. Like, there's no morning where you don't wake up freezing, you know, and if you're only in a sleeping bag or whatever, it's freezing. I've been morning dewed over loads of times, and it's so cold, the cold gets to your bones. So back then you'd get up, yeah, and like back then I wouldn't save myself nothing for the morning, yeah, which is a smart thing to do, but back then I wouldn't, because, so you'd get up rough, feeling rough, yeah. So you get up, you think, oh, right. So loads of times I got up, got my blanket under one arm, yeah, you go into a shop, got a big storage box full of chocolate, right, that's it, under my blanket, that's it, out the shop, pew, do you know what I mean, down the shop, sell it, go and score. Get out of trouble, and then maybe you'd go out of the area, because your first graft wouldn't be out of the area because you're not well. Then you go out in the area, something like Caterham or Coulsdon or Crawley, you know, go hit up the shops there for like, I don't know, say like minimum just get like 4 bottles of spirits. That's at least 40 quid, depending on which bottles you get. So then you come back, you do that, and then you just go on the next month, and then it's just all day. And if you can go grafting in the night as well, because you just go Gatwick. So it's literally a non-stop thing. If you don't want it to stop, you don't have to stop. Like, it's hectic. Now I just stay at home. Now all I do is watch telly. I go out to my appointments, and that's about it. Because I can't walk down the street without seeing about 30 people that like still use and everything. Do you know what I mean? Your environment needs to be different for you to change. Definitely. Definitely. I mean, you'll always find drugs. If you want to find drugs, you'll always find it. You can move anywhere you want. You'll always find it. But if you move out of the circle where it's right there in front of your face, you don't want it as much. You don't, because you're not bored. What it is, it's boredom, really. And because there's nothing that seems better to occupy your time than having a pipe, you just think going to school. Even food, yeah? You don't even buy yourself food, yeah, because you think, oh, fuck it, someone will give me food. So you don't even look after yourself like that. You don't buy drinks. Pardon me, you don't buy food because you think, oh, that 3 quid could go towards another one. Oh, that quid could go towards another one. So you really start not looking after yourself. And then I got all matted hair because I'm a girl and you need to brush your hair. And when you're on the street, you don't think about brushing your hair. So I literally had like carpet in my hair. It felt like a rug of carpet where it was so matted, where I hadn't brushed it. Literally, I had dreadlocks. Like, it was terrible. Because your hygiene just goes down the pan. Although there is places to shower and all that, don't get it twisted, but you can't be bothered. You're ill, you want to go and get your things, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like, even when there is places out there and stuff, it's hard work to even go because of your addiction, because it takes over your whole life. And because the heroin is physical, you can't ignore it. You can't. You just can't. You can't ignore it. It's like having food poisoning. I got on it because people were saying that it makes you feel better when you're going through withdrawal on the heroin. So I started taking it, and it does at first, it does. It takes it right away, like, because you knock out, but you don't realise at the time that you're looking like a zombie, like doing, I didn't realise that at the time when I was first smoking spice, I was doing helicopters with my legs in the air. I didn't even know. You don't know what you're doing. You could get robbed, watch yourself being robbed and not be able to do anything about it. But so I just started taking it to make myself feel better. But then there was a physical withdrawal from the spice in the first place. So then it was like I had a double habit. So I had the brown and the spice. And that's when I started begging on the street. So I was begging on the street outside East Croydon. That's what quite a lot of homeless people do nowadays, is beg rather than shoplift and go to jail and stuff. But that don't make you feel nice. But then when you get into begging, because you look so rough, you can't go back to doing anything else because do you know what I mean? If you were still walking a shop, how you look sitting on the street, you're not going to be able to do anything. So you get into the rut of begging, and then, oh yeah, no, it's just awful to get out of because you look shit, you feel shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, you feel like everyone just knows you as a beggar. Like, yeah, it's took me a while, like, because when you sit on the floor in Croydon, you get known, obviously. Yeah, it's took me a while to, like, come away from that sort of life. It doesn't happen overnight. Having my child was great, like, literally. When they say, like, a mother, like, a child and parent, it's just, you can't explain nothing. It's nothing like it. Even though I didn't have my baby and I was only visiting him in contact centre, when I got to look after him in Skaboo and everything, it was amazing. It was amazing. Like, that's actually got to be my best memory with my child. I went to rehab with my child when he was a baby, right? And the reason why I mucked up is because I took some spice in with me, yeah? I was ready to come off the brown and the white, I was ready, fully ready. But I was scared to give up the spice as well, because you know why I was scared? And this is the honest truth. I didn't want to get postnatal depression and start hating my baby because I'm clucking and he's screaming or whatever. And I know it's the wrong thing to do now, I fully know that, yeah? But at the time I was thinking, oh my God, what if I start hating Jack because he's getting on my nerves because I'm not feeling great, or, yeah. So I took some spice in with me, which was silly. Got kicked out of rehab, but luckily he didn't go into care, he went to my sister. I still see him now. Yeah, like we've got a good relationship. Even though he doesn't really know I'm his mum, every time I go there and see him, it's like, I don't know, it's like he knows, do you know what I mean? He doesn't call me mummy or anything, but I don't know, his face lights up when I go there, it's nice. You must have an addictive nature, yeah, to be going down this. You just have to, yeah, because otherwise you'd knock it on the head when it mucks up your life. Do you know what I mean? The fact that you've got such an addictive nature like me, so even when life does go out of control, you still carry on doing the same thing, because it just gets you, it swallows you up, like, and then you're almost too far from coming out of it, so you might as well think, fuck it, I'm in it now. Do you know what I mean? And you're just like, it's too hard to get out of. I can't speak for gamblers. I've never been a gambler or a drinker, but like been on hard drugs, and like they say that, okay, yeah, you get the motivation of your baby. I had that motivation, but like it's not about that. You've got to do it for yourself. Like people say, you can't just do it for your baby, it won't work. I tried, it didn't work. Like it is about addictive, but you've got to try and swap it. I know it sounds bad, but say, I don't know, even if you like dancing or gym or horse riding, or just swap it for something constructive. Do you know what I mean? Once you get on the medication side of things, you can't swap it whilst you're still in the rut, and then you swap it because you've got to occupy your time. Yeah, I noticed that. If you don't occupy your time, you sit there, and if you get a bit of money, you think, oh, I could just have a little cheeky, but it's not the right way. Just say, go to the cinema or go out for dinner instead. Because when I was pregnant, I got clean, and I saw the different life that I could have. And it was wicked. Like, we was going to the O2, we was going out for dinner in the O2, we was going to, I think it's called Ramsay's in the O2 we went. It was wicked, all sorts of things. Went on the cable car at the O2, the Emirates, that was wicked. Done like a lot of things. Like when you get out of this, like you realise what sort of life that you can have. I don't know, I think the hardest part is actually like when you're on your ass and you're like, raw, like, but you still don't want to admit to yourself, yeah, that you need to change. You're still like, no, I'm alright. Do you know what I mean? I'm alright. But you're not, like, I don't know, I think it comes to a point where your family start saying, God, like, you know, or you start seeing people that you haven't seen for a few years and they're like, wow. You didn't realise yourself, but you're starting to look very bad. But you don't see it in yourself because you see yourself every day. But you start to look terrible. And I didn't realise, and even my family was saying my cheeks are sucked out and all this, and I thought they were fine. That is the hardest part, to admit to yourself that, right, like, I am a junkie, I do need to change, and I do. And it's hard work trying to change. You don't want to come out of the cycle that you're in because you almost still not enjoy it, but it's such a routine now that it's like there's nothing else that is like better than that right now that you can think of to do. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't think of anything else to do that will be better than doing that. Like you can't think to substitute with something else. Like you say, oh yeah, why don't you just go gym instead of going to school? You're like, what? Are you serious? Yeah. So like, it takes what it takes. I don't even know how I did it. I really don't. I think it was something to do with my baby. I don't know. Literally. But when I lost him, I did stick my head in my sand when I come out though. Like when I come out of rehab and I lost the baby, I didn't go on medication, I didn't go on nothing. I just started smoking day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. And it comes to a point where like, my baby got to about, I think it was nearly 2. Yeah, and then my partner said, come on, look, he's nearly 2, he's going to remember, like, he's going to realise soon that, like, you're not there. And I have to do a whole year's worth of being clean before I can even get him back. So I had to think really seriously, okay, look, like, what do I need to do now? Because you've got to be a serious, like, amount of clean before you can go and try and get him back. Yeah, I don't know, it's hard because you even slip back and one single pipe just puts you right back to the beginning. And it's so easy to go off for that little £20. Yeah, it's crazy. It's bad, it's bad. Like, I do know why people are in it for years. I didn't realise before. I thought, no, like, it can't be that bad, but it is. It is. See, I've been suicidal at many points. Like, I've tried to cut down, I've tried to, like, loads of different things. Like, the only reason I didn't is because it hurt too much. Otherwise, I think I probably would have gone through with it at times, because you do get there, and at times you think, what's the point? Because I'm not living. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm just existing. You get to a point where it's bad, and then that's why you try to stay with a man all the time. Yeah, because you think that's what you need. That's what I thought I needed anyway. I thought I needed a man to take care of me. And you realise that it's not. But you come to a point where you think, like, when you get into so many domestic violence relationships, I don't know, it's to a point where, like, you sort of, like, start accepting it as long as it ain't that bad. Because I also disappeared to Cambridge, yeah, for 2 years, and I started selling drugs over there. And I wasn't with a pimp, but the drug dealer I was staying with, he was violent to me as well. So I almost thought, okay, it's not just in relationships, it's got to be this game. So, like, I don't know, I just started accepting it in the end, I suppose. Just trying not to make people mad. The sexual abuse, I don't really... Sounds bad, but because I've locked it so far away, it's like it's not even sexual abuse. Do you know what I mean? It's just something that's happened. That's why it's so easy to just explain, but yeah, no. I don't feel like my life's been that bad. Although I've been through some terrible experiences, I just think it's made me who I am, if you know what I mean. I'm just a lot more clued up now. Yeah, like, I like what you're doing, trying to bring awareness, because people, you don't realise, like, I was normal, I didn't think I would ever take drugs, ever. I didn't even smoke weed when I was when I was 13. Like, you never think it's gonna happen. But, yeah, it does. It happens to judges and everything. It just does. You just get into it, and you can't get out of it. Do you know what? I think it was my dad just used to push me a bit, but not... He pushed me because he couldn't understand how I couldn't understand it like he could. Do you know what I mean? He couldn't understand how I wasn't as smart as he was, if you know what I mean. Like, so when I used to get my maths homework and stupid things like that wrong, it would go nuts, like, and it just made me rebel from then. So from then started my anti-authority, if you know what I mean. Then I just didn't listen to teachers, didn't listen to this, So maybe if he went about it a different way, tried to go, oh look, but you can do it this way, instead of making me feel like I'm stupid. I don't know, but I'm just really anti-authority, and it's bad. Even now, I don't like police, I don't like this, I don't like that, and I don't even know why. No, because I've always been pretending I'm somebody else. Do you know what I mean? I can't really explain it. Like, now, I've grown up now, but whenever I was in front of people before, it was always pretend, if you know what I mean, because I was never that confident, I was never that this, but I just pretended that I was. I just fronted everything. I don't know, maybe it's because I was scared people might not like me, I'm not sure, I really don't know. I know not to do that now, I know to be myself now, I don't really care, but yeah, just then I used to play up to people, like try and be like them, like what they like. When I got into the drug scene, there was no one, you just meet people all around drugs, and at the time when I got onto the drugs, I had a normal partner at the time, and I had my best friend, but they just used to like, cuss me, so I can't even think. They just used to like shame me, if you know what I mean, for being on the drugs. So you just pull away from the normal lot and just stay with the drug lot. Yeah, and I couldn't talk to my mum because my mum's like really like straight goer, like she drinks a couple of glasses of wine, she don't smoke cigarette anymore, like she's proper like straight. So whenever I talk to her about certain things, she gets upset, and like, so I try and keep it from her. Yeah, so it would at least have to be over £150 a day. Oh, yeah, 100. But that's my way, so that's not even the shop's way. So in the shop, I would be probably taking like £400 off them. And then they brought out the new thing that if it's over 100, because it used to be up to, I can't remember what it was, I think it was 6 or something. It was discretionable whether they called police, and then it all changed and went to £100. And then that's when things started to get me a bit more serious. But then when I got nicked, because I had a Stanley blade in my bag, I was homeless at the time, and it was pink, yeah? I picked it up because it was pink and I'm a girl and I'm an idiot. So I picked up the pink Stanley blade, put it in my bag, but then I got arrested for shoplifting, and then when they searched my bag and found the bladed article, that was it. And it's straight 6-month sentence for a bladed article, and that's what I went away for. That stopped me because it stopped, like, I didn't want to let my family down again, if you know what I mean. And like my niece and nephew wrote me some letters and said like, I'm really scared, I think you're gonna die and da da da. So like brought home a bit like, right, you know, like they don't even see me or see what I do, but they've just got thoughts and emotions about it, you know. Because I went there one day and showed them like what clucking's like, that's why. I said, look, I need to show you that this isn't, I need to show you how serious it is, so you know that it's not just because I'm having a jolly up, do you know what I mean? So I showed her what it was like, and apparently I was screaming for my mum, please help me, and things like that, and I don't even remember it. And my niece and nephew said they were so scared, they never seen me so helpless. Yeah, like, yeah. I don't even remember a thing about it, but that's like when you're in the withdrawal, you sort of not hallucinate, but you go into this thing. Apparently I was screaming at the top of my lungs. So my sister lives in Hawley, yeah, and then everyone I know is in Croydon, yeah, so there's no way I can get anything over there. So what it was around Christmas time, yeah, and I said to Mum, and I said, Mum, I need to show you, yeah, I need to show you what this does to me. I need to show you that, like, it's something that I need, like, because they just think that I'm taking it and like ruining myself because I'm enjoying it, do you know what I mean? Like, obviously that was the case at first, but then when you develop the habit, it's not the case anymore. I do remember parts of it when I was there, like I was saying, Mum, please help me, I was screaming because you're in so much pain, yeah, and you don't know what to do, it's just so uncontrollable and horrible. And the only thing that's going to make you better is heroin, and there's nothing else that's going to make you better other than that. Like, I was into it about a day and a half, and then my mum got me in the car, she laid me down in the back and drove me back to Croydon and gave me money to get something, and that's not like my mum, do you know what I mean? Because you see I was so bad, she laid me in the back of the car and drove me to Croydon. Yeah. And that's when my dad a little bit realised as well, that's the first time after that when my dad actually sort of like, I was staying at his one time and he brought me to Croydon to buy my things. Now I know it sounds bad because your parents shouldn't do that, but enough an awful thing. Brown is just the devil. Reincarnated, mate. My parents are straight guys, they would never ever buy me drugs like that. It's just literally because I was in so much pain and they see that there was nothing else that was going to do it. But then after that, she was like, Danielle, I can't have you around me. And I was like, I know, Mum. And even Dad said, listen, the next time I saw you, I thought like someone was going to be telling me you was dead. So yeah, it gets to that point as well. Because what happens is like, it's meant to be a 3-day cluck, yeah, but it's not. It takes about a week to get out of your system, really. I don't know if you've ever seen the film Trainspotting. Yeah, remember when the baby's crawling on the ceiling and all that? That's the withdrawal he's having, he's hallucinating and all that. Yeah, like it can't get, like, it's not that bad, you don't really like see things, but I don't know, it's just like, you know where you need to go, and I don't know, like you sort of manipulate the people around you. You know when she's screaming, please, I just need another one, please. It's like that, even though you put yourself to square one again. Oh, I was in my sister's room for about 2 days in bed. I literally couldn't, I physically couldn't do any more. My mum physically, I was just throwing up, like there's just nothing to throw up anymore, do you know what I mean? Like, it kills you, that's why, and I think that's why so many people don't come off it, just because it is genuinely so hard to get off. Then, like, the challenge was just keeping enough money, do you know what I mean? Now, it's about staying away from the people so you don't get dragged back in again, because it's well easy. You could stay a street out, like just, a day on the street, like just around people, and you'd be fully blown back in smoking again, do you know what I mean? Like, ready to come out every day looking for it. Like, I only came out the other day and I was just, because it was a nice day and like, I needed a joint of spice. I still smoke spice, I just don't smoke the others now. I come out for a joint and yeah, like I 3 people ask me to go and get something for them and they'll sort me out, do you know what I mean? And when it's like that, it's like, it's so hard to say no thank you, because right there, it's for free. They're just going, do you know what I mean? All you got to do is go and get it. So it's so hard to just like, you need to stay away, you do. Crack takes 14 years to get out of your head mentally. So say you go to a duck pond, yeah, I don't know, it's crack, yeah? You could get triggered by that. For the next 14 years after you stop, you can get triggered right back into it again. By anything, something. Look, ducks go quack, yeah? Quack sounds like crack. Do you know what I mean? That's what I mean, not literally, but you can get triggered by so many little things. The key is just having a good support network, yeah? Yeah, it's having a good support network. So when you feel like you're gonna, you can just ring someone and get some reassurance, you know? And just be like, no, you don't need to, come on, you know you're gonna feel 10 times worse after you have that. You're gonna feel so disappointed in yourself, don't do it. Do you know what I mean? It's about having that sort of support network around you, definitely. Rather than people are just gonna lead you astray. Which they do around here because they want. So because they want, they'll entice you to want so they can get, even though you're doing well. And they don't like that you're doing well because they're not doing well. It's a lot like that around here as well. Because they're not doing well, they're a bit jealous that you're doing well. So if they can give you a pipe and make you smoke a pipe, it makes them feel better. It's so difficult because you should be where they are. Do you know what I mean? You should be at the exact same place as where they are and you're not. You've just gone... You've just got, not just gone a little bit, you've gone right the way down to the bottom, like... Especially when he walked past me and I was sitting there and I was like, oh my God, do you know what I mean? And it's bad for my mum as well. So my mum is too embarrassed to walk into Croydon with me. Now I get that, yeah, I get that, because just like, but I did go round and let everyone know, because everyone asked my mum for money. So listen, this is my mum, leave her alone. You know, but she don't like walking around Croydon because of the shops. See, the security in the shops, even though I haven't shoplifted in about 6 or 7 years, they still look at me. They still think I'm coming in there to rob their shop, and I'm not. So yeah, like, mum, don't go shopping with me in Croydon. Get followed around by the security and that. My dad walked past me once as well. That was terrible. I was sitting at East Croydon station and my dad walked past. I was like, oh no. Yeah. Like, he didn't even stop though, yeah, which I do get, because he was probably embarrassed, yeah. Right, and I started shouting abuse at him down the road. Like, because I was like, oh, that's all because of you, even though it wasn't, I was just being horrible. Well, I think I portray it like it's our fault, like, do you know what I mean? But it can happen because you've been evicted from your house and then they call it intentionally homeless, yeah? So then they use that little bubble of intentionally homeless and it makes people think that, you're intentionally doing this. When it's not, it could have been something like, you got an ASBO for having a fight in the building. That's intentionally homeless. Or you might not have paid your service charge. That's intentionally homeless. You know, and people use that word intentionally homeless and literally think the intention is there to be homeless. And it's not. It's not. It's not, mate. Not even in the summer. To the fact that I will have my son back, and I know that 100%. If I didn't have my son right now, I know that I wouldn't be in this place. I would be still like gallivanting or whatever, like 100%. Where he's getting to that age where he's going to remember, and like, all I think to myself is, oh my God, he's going to find out his mum was a prostitute. Oh my God, he's find out his mum was a drug addict. Do you know what I mean? And it's really playing on my conscience. So like, yeah, that's sort of my motivation, because I don't want him to get bullied in school for his mum being a junkie. Now, I know everyone's going to hate me for this, yeah, but I probably would say don't give us money. Do you know what I mean? Because like, or I don't know, I think getting us the things is better than, look, you give me £100, yeah, and I'm not really likely going to go to the hotel, am I? Do you know what I mean? And I know this is bad, everyone's going to hate me for this. But I just don't think that genuinely helps. And I know it does help you giving us money, but it helps us to get what we need, like it doesn't actually help us get out of the situation that we're in, you know? Helps us for the, okay, fair enough, keep giving us money, yeah? But you know what I mean? What I mean is maybe like something else other than just money, because they're just going to score and that's about it really, you know? Like, you know, yeah. But then that's the people who don't really want help. There is actually genuine people that do want help, and there's actually people that don't, and you've got to be able to differentiate. Like, there's loads of people right there that have got houses and that, and they're sitting on the street begging. Just because they need to get money for gear. Do you know what I mean? So you can't ever properly tell whether they are or not, which is really annoying. Just that you can be anywhere in life and fall with this a flip of the hat or whatever, flip of the coin, like it really can, and it happens so quickly. And obviously you don't know until it happens to you, but like it does happen very quickly. Like, and I know this isn't my story, but I've been around judges and things like that, like people who are in professional, like you would never think would do anything like that and do. Like it happens. So I would literally say like, never doesn't think it's going to happen to you. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, never say never, because it can. Yeah, I just like, everyone sort of puts us in the same boat where we're not. Everyone's got their different story, right? And like, it's taken me years to get to where I am today. Like, it doesn't just happen overnight. Like, people think it's just like, you know, because you want to be here. Like, no one really wants to be here, do you know what I mean? I don't really know how else to explain it to people, but that's what it is. People think that, oh, you put yourself in this situation, I might have put myself in it, but like, there's no way that I can get myself out of it. Do you know what I mean? And that's why you're stuck in the rut. And that's all I can call it, is stuck in a rut. Because, and then you give up on yourself. Then you give up, then you're just like, oh, this is me now. Do you know what I mean? You give up and you think that's you. It's only because I'm 28 where so many people have gone, just listen, you're 28, you've got so many years ahead. It's not like you're 40, it's not like this. So like, I'm actually trying now. You're not alone, and all you have to do is reach out to someone, just anyone. It don't even have to be someone you know. Even them silly phone lines, yeah, they help. Like, even them super suicide, they really do help. And I know it sounds silly calling them and all that, but they really help. Like, because when you feel like you've got no one, they are always there. And even though they don't know you, they're so understanding, and so it makes you feel like, oh, there is actually something worth plodding on for. Do you know what I mean?